Howdy, Earthlings! It's been a hot minute since I've been live. I do apologize for that, but I had oral surgery back on Halloween. Still recovering, still waiting to get my upper implant, so I apologize if I sound like Sylvester the cat. I've had a pretty productive month while I was off. Unfortunately, not with astronomy. This time of year here in Texas, we do get a lot of clouds, a lot of rain. Wasn't really able to do a whole lot of stargazing lately, but I have been working on other projects, helping my mama out around the property like I should have been doing a long time ago, but only just recently got into when she decided she was going to sell part of it. And she was able to sell it, so we've been clearing out the new fence line. And in the process, we also cleared out a cedar close to the house so that I could build a greenhouse. We're still in the process of putting it up. I ordered one of those hoop house style greenhouses. It's 10 by 20. We're in the process of fortifying it with 2x4s. Unfortunately, with the rain today, we weren't able to get as far on it as we would like. We're hoping maybe Sunday we might be able to finish getting it up. I have been able to do a couple of things which I wanted to show you because I'm super excited. Back at the beginning of November, I turned on my telescope. There was a software update for the app and a firmware update. Ran it, and all of a sudden, we had mosaic mode. You've probably heard me discuss mosaic mode before in regards to the Vaonis Vespera, how I really wanted that. And now it's available on the SeeStar, so I don't know if I even have to upgrade if I don't want to. But it does very similar things where it takes multiple images and kind of lines them up. I want to show you some of the pictures that I took. For example, this is the Triangulum Galaxy taken with the mosaic mode. Now, it does allow you to change not just the size, but the rotation as well. And I'll show you that in a minute. But I have a couple of pictures here where I wasn't able to finish. Like, I started this one, but didn't get very far, so you can kind of see where it starts. But, of course, I had to try the Andromeda Galaxy, which is one of the biggest objects in the night sky. And as you can see, I was able to get a couple of other messier objects in there as well. The one right to the left, I believe that's Messier 33. And then to the far, okay, so to the right is Messier 33, and I think that's 110 to the far left on the edge. But as you can see, if you don't let it run the entire time, you do miss out on some of those corners there. So you're still going to have to do some editing if you end up with corners and edges like this. I did also go in for the Pleiades. I woke up in the middle of the night one night and the sky happened to be clear, and I was able to get all of the 7 sisters in one shot. And I just let it run throughout the rest of the night. And as you can see, we're getting a lot more of the detail. We're getting some of the nebulas that are included in that particular Messier object around the stars. I think this is an absolutely fantastic shot. And these are not run through Adobe Lightroom like I normally do. I haven't done any post-processing lately. But being able to get those, and then I tried getting, okay, we have one of the Orion Nebula, as well as the nebula that is directly next to it, or above in this orientation. So I was able to get multiple objects in one frame here. And I'm still absolutely loving the colors of the Orion Nebula. The difference that I've noticed between mosaic mode and normal mode is you have more images stacking when you're in regular mode. So they do tend to get more deep colors, more detail so far. Maybe I'll get more detail if I'm able to let this go an entire night. Who knows? I haven't had the opportunity to since the cold weather started moving in and the clouds started moving in. Of course, I'm still getting my freaking star trails. And my cat is behind me yelling at me. I did get a couple of nice shots of the moon when it was full late last month. Not earlier this month. Today's only the 6th of December. So this is what we're seeing. I believe I got some more. I tried to get the Horsehead Nebula and the Flame Nebula in one, but unfortunately the sun started coming up and I wasn't able to get all of it, so I did get a good chunk of it. You can see the detail of the Horsehead Nebula there in the middle, and then up towards the top left-ish, center left-ish, we do have the Flame Nebula. Once the skies clear up, I'm going to play with this a whole lot more. I did get one night of exoplanet searching. I'm going to get back to that later because I have some other big news here. But let me show you how this works. Now, my telescope is not set up outside tonight because we do have sprinkles right now. But I do have it turned on inside my room so that I can show you how this works. Now, again, we're going to navigate the way we normally would. And let's just go for the Andromeda Nebula. Now, on the side here, I actually cut my framing a little too close. I need to change this up a little bit. Yoink. I guess that's as good as we're getting for now. Pull it a smidge more. There we go. There we go. All right, so you can see we have the Andromeda Galaxy and our normal field of view here. And M10, okay, so it wasn't Messier 32, it was Messier 30, or it wasn't Messier 33, it was Messier 32. Now, as you can see here, the actual Andromeda Galaxy is not going to fit in the native field of view. But even though it's still mosaic mode, they call it framing here on the left-hand side. So on the top left-hand corner, you can see where it says objects, compass, grid, ground, like it normally would, but we have framing now. And we can change first the size of our field of view. And we can also change the rotation. Check that action out. Now, the larger you make your field of view, the longer it will take to capture all of the images to fill it. I have noticed that in slightly larger field of view than normal, you're going to tend to get maybe all of your frames in about an hour or less. But when you go to the largest size like this is, it does take 2 to 3 hours to capture all of the images. And I don't mean 2 to 3 hours overall. I mean 2 to 3 hours of captured images. I'm going to cancel this real quick. And I'm going to go back to my album. Now, this is the Triangulum Galaxy. And I didn't necessarily need to enlarge my field of view too much to get all of it, but I did have to rotate it. So it did have to fill this screen with multiple images. If I would have left it in the native field of view, then the rotation would have been about 90 degrees one direction or the other, and it would have gone across the nebula instead of lining up with it like this. I'm sorry, not nebula, the galaxy. So by rotating it, you're also activating the mosaic mode. And this was, like I said, this one was just a smidge larger than the native field of view. And it did take 50 minutes of captured images to create this. And I was actually able to fill the whole screen on this one, unlike my other ones. So you can see that you're going to get more of the image, but you're not necessarily going to get more detail unless you let it go a lot longer. Now going back to my... Alright, so this one was 49 minutes. This one I did not rotate the field of view at all. But I did expand it to almost as large as it can go. So if you're wanting to use the mosaic mode on the SeeStar S30, then you're going to be sitting there for quite a while. Again, I want to also be able to capture exoplanet transits. I am seriously thinking about investing in a second SeeStar because we actually have... I'm going to switch screens here. So this is the S50, but we have, as you can see at the top of the screen here, an S30 now. Now this is going to be their smaller SeeStar. I went ahead and pulled up, this is what you get with the S50. Now, as you can see, they're having a Christmas sale. You can get your SeeStar S50 for 10% off. I did pay the full $4.99 for it, but now it's selling and shipping for $4.49. If you have the opportunity to, I highly recommend it. It's really, really awesome. I love it. But now they have this little dude. We have our SeeStar S30, the Tiny and Mighty, which I'm totally digging it. Now, I'm going to show you some of these pictures here. That's what it looks like when it's open. I forgot to shut off my Discord before I started. I apologize for the beeping. So, this is something fun with this one. They have 2 cameras on it. One for looking around and one for looking at the sky. It does use the same app. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to pop back over to my regular scene here really quick. And if we go to Sky Atlas, you can see here at the top, it'll tell you which one you're actually using. So we do have some really cool stuff going on. And it does have built-in filters. It does have the low power, long-lasting batteries. Now this one says up to 6 hours after a full charge, 4 hours in video mode. I have been able to let my S50 go for 7 to 8 hours on a full battery before it died, because sometimes I forget to plug it in. And it does say that they will be starting to ship in December, late December, so probably not going to get it in time for Christmas, but you can definitely, print a picture of it out and stick it in a gift box. Wrap it up, give it to yourself. Now, they are having pre-orders on other astronomy websites like High Point. One thing with ordering directly from the SeeStar website, it's coming from China. They're not going to charge you tax, and they didn't charge me shipping and handling for mine either. So, $4.99, that's it, no extras. So let's see what else we have here. We have all of this stuff. The dual lens telephoto and wide angle. It does control with the same app. It does have the same star finding, the tracking and shooting that we have available in the app for the S50. We do have the same apochromatic lens for the image quality. We do have the same database of celestial objects to look at. So as you can see here, you know, you're going to get similar quality that you get to the S50. And I don't know the conversion. Alexa, what is 1.65 kilograms in pounds?
1.65 kilograms is about 3 pounds 10 ounces.
About 3 pounds 10 ounces. And my cat is coming to visit me. She says hi. It does also come with the solar filter, just like the S50 came with the solar filter. You get the same, you get a little bit different here with the dual cameras. And of course, scenic mode is available, and it's still pretty neat. Auto capture and tracking. You get the same stuff in the app. You get a camera. You can use the mosaic photography in the S50 as well. All the same goodies that you get from the app in the S50, you're going to get in the S30. All this fun stuff. Now, we do have a spec comparison sheet here. Again, the S30 is going to be that white one, the black and white shell. The S50 is the black one. Now, you can see some differences right up front. You do have the Sony sensor. The one in the S30 is just a little bit better than the one in the S50. And of course, you still have the dual camera there, the dual sensor. Both the telephoto and the wide lens. You're still getting to save in both JPEG and FITS formats. Again, you're going to have some difference. You're going to get some trade-off between the two. You do on the S30, there is a built-in dark filter. I don't know if that's the same as that the light pollution filter, or if that's the Buo band. I have no idea what that is. I'm still learning. You still have your dew heater, so you're not going to be all froggy in the morning. The S30 has something called a G sensor. I have no idea what that is. Again, it's the only thing that I think is really different is the focal length. On the S30, you have a 150 millimeter focal length, where you have a 250 focal length on the S50. You also have difference in aperture. 30 millimeters on the S30, of course, S30, 50 millimeters on the S50, names on the tin there. They both have a focal ratio of f5. What I'd like to do eventually is to get myself one of these S30s. That way I can use one for astrophotography and one for gathering data on exoplanet transits. So I can do both at the same time. Maybe I'll get one and I'll do a review where we go over both of them and see what happens. So that is the other big exciting news, is that we do have 2 different SeeStars now, and we have mosaic mode. So this one is coming in at $350. You got $450 on sale, $500 regular for the S50. Compared to the $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 for the different levels of the Vaonis Vespera, I think I might be very, very happy getting myself an S30. Maybe using that one for my my exoplanet transits and continuing to use my S50 for the astrophotography. Or maybe swap them after I run a side-by-side comparison. Who knows? That is something that I am probably going to be doing after the first of the year. I want to wait until it actually does come out and I get to watch some review videos on YouTube first. I know it'd be fun to be one of the first people to have out a review video, but fact of the matter is my money is limited and I really have to watch my penny. So if I'm going to invest in something like this, I need to make sure that it's going to be working well first. And that's pretty much all that has been going on in my life since I had my surgery back on Halloween. I'm hoping to be able to live stream more often, but again, we are in the wet part of the year. I do have a lot of other stuff coming up in my life over the next couple of months. Again, I'm having another surgery for my top appliance in my mouth. I am helping my mom chainsaw trees, which is a whole lot of fun in and of itself. I'm getting my greenhouse set up so that I can plant my cold weather crops starting at the end of January, beginning of February. I have so much going on that I don't know if I'll be able to live stream if we don't have clear skies. So keep an eye on the weather, and if Central Texas has clear skies, I'll be online, and if it's not, then I probably won't be going online. Everything will always be in the community tab on the YouTube channel. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me tonight. Sorry I didn't have much more to show you, but I hope you're as excited as I am about the new features in the SeeStar app and the release of the S30. Thanks, y'all, and have a great evening.